5 p.m. This is the Logic Before Authority channel. I am Daniel Alexander Cannon, and Logic Before Authority is part of the TheSupernatural.Show network. And we have started the stream to the Rumble server for distribution. And now we are ready to start the stream to go live on 10 platforms. Stream is commenced. Preparing for intro. Once connection is confirmed, do intro.
One that can see.
Logic Before Authority.
Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on Logic Before Authority, part of the Supernatural.Show network. And today we're going to look back into the past, because the past meets present. You all have heard about the government shutdown. And it's starting to appear like they're actually going to go through with it. And so what we're going to do is, apparently, one of my videos from years ago, about a decade, has decided to pop back up and become relevant. It's somebody uploaded it back up on Rumble, and then it started apparently spreading on Twitter. And what it's about is, well, you see the image in front of you right here? That's your Walmart logo. And they just happen to have that Walmart logo on the front of a tunnel boring machine. Okay. Just a coincidence, right? So I'm working in the background here trying to get something sent to myself. So I apologize with being a little bit off cadence with what I'm saying, but you'll see why in a second. I want to show a video of Mr. T. We all know who Mr. T is, right? Mr. T talking about the government shutdown, the shutdown of EBT. Why this is relevant is because a decade ago, I made a forecast when I did an investigative video that goes into the subject of that Walmart. Another coincidence happens to also mean Mart Law if you reverse the letters and the syllables. Mart, like as in Marshall, Law. All you gotta do is reverse the letters and it's there. And was it intentional? Yes, I believe so. Was the logo on the front of this boring machine intentional? Yeah, I believe so. Because what some people don't know is that some of the Walmarts that are built around the world are going to be part of a resources distribution center or network, you might say. Let's look at, I want to show you something, 70s grocery stores. Okay. Let's look at the images of 70s grocery stores and see if we can see some external pictures. Like here's one. Do you see any difference in what the grocery stores used to look like than what Walmart looks like now? Let's look at what Walmart looks like. Like, you could pretty much use any of them as an example, but let's see, I want to find one that is a good example of what I'm talking about. Actually, several of them here are. And I'm talking about the large Walmart supercenters, okay? Not the smaller ones. Large Walmart supercenters. And I guess I'll just use, see the logo, the Walmart logo? Okay, let's just use one of these right here. Let's just use this one. Okay. Not the best example, but it's an example that works. You notice that, no, actually, that ain't even really the best example. If we all know when you go to Walmart, okay, that there used to be windows. There used to be windows on grocery stores, remember? The windows were there because they wanted you to see inside. They wanted to be able to put all kinds of advertisements to draw you in, like bananas are on special, or steak is $1.29 a pound. See it right there? $1.29 a pound steak. Those days are gone. Here's something for 6 cents a pound right there. 59 cents a pound, something down there. But the point I'm making is that the buildings, the construction type changed. It went from looking like that to looking like more of a prison. You see the little windows are all gone. Now, another thing that you'll notice, and y'all guys will know this, on a lot of the Walmart supercenters, and that's what I'm looking for. The Walmart supercenters, and I'll show it in the video too. I'm just prefacing this so you know what we're talking about here. They are built in a fashion that's already ready to be something else. They're built to be distribution centers during a period of strife. A lot of them already have turret locations on them, which you will see in the video as well. And a lot of them are already connected to underground train systems and underground highways. Okay. Not every one, but a lot of them are. And they're built to be secure. Y'all guys remember a number of years back that down around in Texas area, I think it was, that some of the Walmarts were being used to house, some of the closed Walmarts were being used to house immigrants in cages. Y'all guys remember that? And so I happened to run across this video from today, or actually, excuse me, from 10 years ago. And actually, it was thanks to Shannon, my co-host. She brought it to my attention that it was recirculating now. And it's a video that I no longer have the original copy, I don't believe. Let's see if I can zoom this up without using my mouse roller, because my mouse roller ain't rolling good. So here's another example. All the windows. From a marketing standpoint, from the alluring of customers, you want windows, right? Like when you go in a mall and you go by certain stores, they all have windows, or either just the front of the store is completely open so you can see in, because they want you to see what's inside. But not Walmart. Why not? Well, it's because they were built for a future purpose. Let's see here. Let me copy that. Let me come up here. Let's see if I can't paste it in here so we can see this. I haven't watched this video yet.
Listen, it's called Connect Team, and it's insane.
Got to get past the commercial. Okay, so we're going to watch this together. And it says here, Trump says government shutdown may mean Democratic programs are never coming back. Okay. Now, I don't get food stamps. Nobody in my household does. But we have been going to get about 85% of our food from food bank. Last time we went to the food bank the other day, Miss Kim went, and she said that the shelves were basically about empty. They were trying to reload some of the shelves, but there were so many people there, more than normal, trying to get access to food. But the food bank was failing to keep up. And so we got about half of what we normally get when we go there. So that is a concern. So anyways, let's see what Mr. T's got to say here.
Getting killed on the shutdown because we're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we were opposed to. So we're being able, and they're never going to come back in many cases. So we're being able to do things that we were unable to do before. So we're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we wanted to close up or that we never wanted to happen. And now we're closing them up. And we're not going to let them come back. The Democrats are getting killed. And we're going to have a list of them on Friday, closing up some of the most egregious, socialist, semi-communist, probably not full communist, we're saving that for New York, but semi-communist programs. And we're closing them up. We're not closing up Republican programs because we think they work. So the Democrats are getting killed, but they're not telling the people about that. I say nobody, well, I haven't said it probably as bluntly as I just said it, but so we are closing up Democrat programs that we think that we disagree with, and they're never going to open again.
So there you have it. That's what they're saying they're going to do. Now, I am neither a Democrat or Republican or an independent. I am none of it. I'm not part of their game. In the past, in my life, going back more than, say, about 2 decades, yeah, I still believed the dream, the American dream, the one you have to be asleep to believe. Now, there will be some who will hear my words and you will not understand what I'm talking about. It is because, and I say it with as much humbleness as I can, you're still asleep. You still believe what they told you growing up as a child. You haven't connected your mind with the actual true reality of what is reality. Okay? And reality is they were never for us. The system was set against us before we were even born. There's nobody listening to my voice who has actually ever seen true freedom and had a so-called government that was for them. None, nobody, not in any country that's listening to me. And we have viewers all over the world. We're broadcasting live on 10 platforms right now. Now, let's go ahead and watch this. Now, I created this like a decade ago, or somewhere around in there, give or take a little bit, because I could see it. And I haven't watched it again, but we're going to watch it now. Am I? Okay, 49 minutes. Okay, so we need to go back to the beginning. Here we go. Let me make sure it's on the highest resolution as possible. Which I imagine it is. Yep. I'm going to try to see if I possibly have a copy of this, because the quality of the video is just not going to be that great. But it is what it is. Check this out. Decade ago, warning to the people.
Goes all the way to Washington, D.C., huh? Goes all the way to Washington, D.C. Yeah, you Homeland Security? Yeah. How far have you taken this down to, how far have you actually ran a load? 100 miles? Up to Maine? No shit. How many miles do you think that is? Man, that's unbelievable. Not to mention, I heard there's one that goes all the way to Colorado, right? Unbelievable. What do you think you're hauling? Any idea? Yeah, okay. Yeah. 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 I know there's been a lot of military stuff being hauled around lately, that's for sure, huh? We deliver to you. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. 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 Well, I appreciate it. I heard that's water supply, food supply, everything's in there. Yeah, unbelievable.
No. Peace, brother. I mean, basically, we got an underground roadway system here that runs all the way to Maine, to Washington, D.C., to Colorado. It's fully stocked. It runs completely underground. And you can see they've been hauling tons of military equipment. The stock company. Now, the other thing is, the railroad system here is also very strategic. They're bringing in boxcar loads, and they're dump shipping here, and they can really deliver all these locations. These locations go all the way to Area 51. These locations go all the way to Washington, D.C. There's access underneath the White House to this location. Okay? So this location, which is really the new command center for the Illuminati and the United States government. Well, forget the United States government. This is a headquarters for the Illuminati. This is where they'll ship most of their supplies. They go underground. They will stay underground for quite some time. Stocked with food, water, everything they need. It's an underground city. North entrance.
The reason why I paused it there, and you couldn't tell, but on the side of the truck, it said Walmart. Yeah.
And we're going to go see if we can do some more digging.
What you're looking at are staged equipment that is staged at what they would call an army depot, where you store stuff. But it's my belief that all this equipment, these are all military vehicles that line this field. Trying to get the screen move forward when I was recording this 10 years ago. Those are tunnel entrances right here. Those are tunnel entrances. Go underground. And as you can see, they go on for miles. And this is just one line of them when there are many, many lines of it in just this one location. All this equipment is staged underground right now. So you can see there is a whole lot of military equipment. Yes, likely staged underground for a not too future event, unfortunately. And I worry and I pray that this never happens, but I worry that if they go through with this cutting off of the food stamps, Walmart will turn into what I depict it as here very quickly.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning?
It's Jake.
Jake from Farm.
Alien invasion kind of stuff, predictive programming that they put out years and years ago.
Khakis?
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
It's his hole in her front yard. She says it's part of the hole, and there's smoke coming from it.
Boy, this really is going back on, it might be longer than the decade. This might be going back 13, 14 years. I was on it.
I think there's been some confusion. The 2025 debt relief program is not a scam. Most people calling it a scam either didn't qualify because they don't have over $20,000 in debt, or they clicked on one of the many wrong websites circulating out there. I'll leave the official website down below so that there is no confusion. It's only going to ask your age, debt amount, and a few other simple questions. If you have over $20,000 in debt, you will qualify. Just please be sure to use the link below. It takes 2 minutes to fill out, and it's completely free to qualify.
People talking about this, a loud noise, emergencies calls, all this in Dodge County. People wondering, what was it?
Yeah, what caused this boom? Was it a force of nature or a different kind of force?
What you're listening to, and there are current videos as recent as days, weeks ago, of underground drilling that is going on, where they're putting in these underground roads, railways, all this stuff. And this is from, I don't know, 10 years ago or something, but it's still going on today. There's a TikToker on TikTok that's been tracking this underground drilling equipment that come across his property under his ranch, huge ranch, and he's been still tracking it on down the road and going away from it. And he even got a backhoe out and tried to dig down and get to it, but he ran into rock. Because, of course, they're drilling through the rock. And what they do is they then take that soil, they go through it, refine it, go through it, and pull out what they want out of it and sell the garbage that's left to you at Walmart. So you're hearing the teeth on it grinding against the stone. This gives you a little bit more detail as to how it works. Here's your concrete panel, steel lined concrete panels. I say concrete, it could be some alternate material, something of great strength, of course. And of course, it has lines already built into it, so you might say plumbing. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Mike. Can you please thumb this up and look? At this point in time, this information should not actually be controversial at all. You should be able to send this video to your mother or your nephew or your son. Thumbs it up and share it and get it out there so people will know that aren't quite aware of the situation. This is all underground. They're in a tunnel. And yes, it's worldwide. They're doing this in every country, preparing for ultimately the same event that the leaders of this world, along with their dark master, planning to attempt to do. Yet I do beg of you to not be afraid of this information or the potential for this, because our Father in heaven did not make us to be of fear. Okay, He has a plan, and as long as you're with Him, the best you can figure out how, you're going to be fine. You should never worry about the death of yourself in this world anyways. Don't be in love with this life. None of this will go down without a legion of angels being here. Here to protect us, ones that are righteous and try to do what's good and seek the truth, and they love their neighbor and they love their friend as if they love themselves. Yeah, and of course, Elon Musk has a company supposedly called what? The Boring Company. what I've done here, of course, these are some of the wording that's in some of this was not my wording. Like, please let me know if you have any ideas. I didn't put that in there, of course. I'm pulling these videos from all over the world and putting them together into an edited, well, what you're seeing now. And again, I did this somewhere around 10 years ago. That's the panels that outline the tunnel. You can imagine, and you can see how big the tunnel is. It's massive. You could have a multi-lane freeway in there. Even multiple layers. Inside the control room for the drilling rig. And these will be your Freemasons that are being paid large amounts of money in order to fulfill this agenda. Even though they may be your neighbor across the street and they actually seem to be good people, but yet they know not what they do. They're not asking questions because they're getting paid, and they're not saying anything because they have NDAs. So if you ask a Freemason to tell you about what he does, something like this, they're not going to tell you the truth. They're sold out.
For solid 2 hours now. What the hell that noise is?
Apparently we got an ad here. I'm on.
Today on Logical News, we're going to be speaking about Walmart.
Got some echo a little bit, but there's nothing I can do about this echo.
A lot of you have heard the rumors about Walmart and wondering why they closed down, why they laid off people with an hour's notice, 500 people at a time in various cities across the country. And I've just kept digging into this, and I've spent weeks at this point digging into this situation. I will have a full-blown report on this, a special report on the Walmarts and why the booms are going on. I'm going to cover a little bit of it with you here, just so you have an idea of what's going to be coming and the detailed report that we'll be putting out. As you can see here on the front of this drill, this is the Walmart logo. You're familiar with the Walmart logo, I'm sure, right? Walmart logo that looks like this.
It also has to do with the Star of Renfram, and it's has to do with who they worship. They always like to use different images in order to project some image of their God.
Okay. It is no coincidence that the markings on the front of this drill that they chose to put on there match the Walmart. Exactly. And the reason is because they are tunneling under all of the Walmarts. Well, I say all. Probably not all. Okay, it's a large number, and it's happening all over the United States. And there's a preponderance of evidence that I've been able to find. It all ties in back, and I'm going to show this in this special report, that it all ties in back all the way back into, actually probably into the 60s, but really started going in the 70s. Y'all guys have all seen this map before. It's a map that got leaked out onto the internet, and nobody knows where it really came from exactly, showing a tunnel network that supposedly exists coming in and out of Denver. And then there's a full-blown version of this map as well that shows more. And everybody's seen this map, but nobody has ever seen this part of the map. These other parts. I tracked down the original map, not just the cutout. Okay. Now the interesting things that you'll see about this full-blown version here. Let me pull this down. Everybody assumed that this map was from the 1990s because it had a 90 on it here. It's been said many times from the 90s. It's not from the 90s. This map was created in 1973. As you can see in the upper right-hand corner here, it says 1973. It also says over here on the date on the left-hand side, it says 1973. This map was, as a matter of fact, it even says 1960-something, but was stamped over, said 73. This map was put out in 1973 saying that these tunnel networks existed. So what this means...
So they've been drilling these. Of course, I'm probably speaking over myself, going to say the same thing. But they've been doing this for 50 years, if not longer.
Is that these tunneling systems have been put in place since the 60s, maybe even the 50s they started. We all know that all major cities around the world have tunnels underneath them. Maybe they even exist in your city, or even they exist and you don't know it. But they've gotten very elaborate with these tunnel systems now. And they have tunneled and had 45 years to tunnel all over the United States. And they're connecting them with all of the Walmarts. And I know that sounds crazy. It might sound like they couldn't do it, but they're doing it. Myself, I'm an ear witness here near Charleston, South Carolina, and I hear almost on a daily basis, I hear a boom that's coming from underground. And it's an ongoing thing. I've probably, in the last 2 weeks, probably heard 20 of them. Something like that. One that was really loud, shook the house, shook windows, slide glass doors, everything. Now, you're looking at this logo here. Well, it's actually not a logo, but we know what it is when you can see that it actually matches to this. It also matches to this, and it also matches to the Jewish star. And it is a
Remfram.
Big thing, just like George Bush said back in the day. It's a big idea. It's a new world order. And they've built these tunnel systems all under the country. And what do they intend to do with these tunnel systems? Well, they're going to be multi-purpose, of course. You know, they've got cities under there, but the biggest thing is they were getting exposed about having FEMA camps above ground, in which they do.
Yeah, these days, of course, Amazon didn't really, it was functional, but it wasn't the same back then. But Amazon is another manifestation of the same kind of thing. This is why they're getting you used to not going to the mall, not going to the, everything's being delivered. And it's like, how can they deliver this stuff so cheaply? It's because they're subsidizing all of it to get you used to it before they pull the rug. Okay?
Have quite a few camps above ground where they can hold a lot of people, but how many you reckon they can hold underground? Or how many soldiers do you think they could have staged underground to come out of the ground around these Walmarts like ants? How many United Nations soldiers do you think they can have staged underground in these tunnel systems? This is Walmart right here. This is all the Walmart locations across the United States. The boom map, which I've shown in the previous video, matches this map exactly, and I'll be showing that again with a lot of additional information way past what I'm showing you here today. This is just a quick group of information so that you have something to start realizing the fact that this might be possible. And it's not only possible, it's probable.
And the way I probably did this, and the matter of fact, I know I did, is I edited together several different videos that I had put out over a period of time into this one larger video. So I probably will come back and show the other maps or stuff like I was talking about.
And it's not only probable, I feel confident that this is the case. Now, every one of these Walmarts do not have a tunnel system under it, I'm sure. But I can tell you that there are a lot of them that have tunnels. They've had 45 years, folks, back from the 1960s. Okay? It's not a coincidence. And I'm very happy that I was able to run across and track down this original map showing exactly what these things are. The legend here on this, just so you understand what it says, is that these circles are a subterranean base. And
a base. And this map is from 73. And they already had all these bases then. Well, what do you reckon they have now? I mean, I ain't trying to freak nobody out, but I'm just saying. They had all these circles are considered to be bases. So, I mean, like here are some circles that aren't even connected by a line. So they hadn't drilled the tunnels, but they had the bases already there. And you can see that a lot of this is focused on like Denver area, you know. And of course, the Denver area has always been rumored to be the home of ultimately the New World Order, basically, or the new DC, something like that, you might say. The new control point, the juggernaut.
lines are underground tunnels. The double dots, when you see a double dot like here in the center of Texas there, that's a underground nuclear facility. Okay. A single dot is a nuclear weapon facility. And a little star, it's kind of hard to make out which one of those are little stars, but they are a uranium storage location. Okay. And what I found interesting about this, and I don't want to go kooky on the whole story if it isn't kooky enough, is at these locations, some of them on this map from 1973, you will see another little symbol. See this little symbol right here? Dead center of the map right now. A little symbol with a little squiggly line coming up and something that looks like, I don't know, what do you think it looks like? Here's some more of them. So there's one up here at the top of the map.
Now, I may say this as it moves forward, but what those are locations of man-made anti-gravity machines. Locations of the underground bases where they keep them. Okay. That's what these things are here, and over here, and others on this map. They're underground bases where they have man-made things that will look like an alien craft when they pull the fake alien invasion, which is going to be one of the stages in the rollout of this big move that they have planned to make the move on by 2030, before 2030. And we all know that we can see the smoke in the distance, right?
Dead center on the top, a little squiggly line coming out with what looks to be like a typical UFO. Over here on the right, center of the screen on the right, or excuse me, on the left,
California.
you see another one. See them down here by Las Vegas.
Nevada.
Okay. See them over here by Denver, Colorado Springs. You know, that's a whole nother side story. You know, a lot of people believe that there are aliens here already, aliens under the ground. I've never seen one, so I can't say. All I can do is use logical common sense to deduce exactly what I think is going on.
And of course, y'all guys would know me now, and I would say absolutely there is no such a thing as a alien. Okay? The way things are spelled means something, just like a library. A lie is a lie, and a brary is a group of something. Library. Then you have alien. That simply means what it means. And there are demons, there are spirits, there are supernatural realms, but there are no aliens.
And when it comes to Walmart and these underground bases, I think it is in fact going on. And not only that.
Now, will they show us something coming? Likely on the television, the live vision? Yeah, probably. And it'll look freaky and scary, and it'll probably be a holograph. A real live looking holograph from all angles. They may even show some of them in public, have them projected in public locations. Because the technology has gotten that far. They just showed us an example, just a tease of it with the Kirk event.
If you don't know, they closed this, 5 or 6 of the Walmarts real quick. All of a sudden, they just closed 154 more Walmarts. Some of which are in locations, and I go in.
This is why you shouldn't buy just one Mazzato knife.
Commercial.
If you only buy one, you're just
into depth on this in my depth video that I'm going to be releasing on this. Hopefully here real quick. I'm just
see when they closed all those, you would certainly have plenty of preparation time over the last decade to let them lay low for a while and then come in like you're a remodeling crew, remodeling the insides to what it ultimately will be. Most of you know on the front of the Walmarts too, they have 2 big kind of tall pillars, okay, that are already built into the building. Those pillars are, if you go in the store and you try to find the spot where those pillars are at, they're inaccessible. What they are, unfortunately, is their future gun turrets, where they would have gunners or maybe an AI-controlled gunner or laser system or something to repel anyone who comes up there that they don't want up there.
The more I dig, the more I find. It's unbelievable. All this, you've got the Bushes and the Clintons in this. See, this Walmart is started out of Arkansas. It was funded by the Clinton drug money that was coming out of Mexico and other places. They were making $100 million a month, and they were funding it along with funds probably come from all of our other places, but they needed it to be black money because it couldn't be on the books, right? But they've got 154 new ones that have closed. And what they're doing with these, and I've got an insider letter stating that what they're doing with these is inside of these facilities, they're building prison cells. A gentleman they contracted worked on site, sent this information to me, and shows that and describes that they're building prison cells. And in fact, there are underground tunnels leading out of the one that he was working in. The one that he was working in was the one in Texas. The one that was right up in this area here in Texas. Forget the name of the city off the top of my head at the moment. It was the one that they talked about the most on the news and the chatter was going on about. Now, I know this all sounds...
I see you, 5086.
Too much to be true, but by the end of me putting together the full presentation, I feel that without a doubt you will understand what's happening under your feet, and that they're going to come up out of these holes one day, or at least their intentions are, is to one of a couple of things. One, run into the holes, run away, or they're going to come out of the holes. Or people like me, they're going to drag them into the holes to shut them up. Because.
And I would add this too, because after this, the Trump wall became a big thing, right? You know, we got to build a wall because we've got to keep the aliens out, right? Meaning, got to keep the dirty Mexicans out, right? And of course, I'm using their language. Mexicans are not dirty. They're no different than us. We're all humans. We're all children of God. But they built this wall all the way across down here, and it's just about done. And probably need to do an update video on that. But they built this wall all the way across this down here because it's not to keep the Mexicans out. Satan always does things in opposites. He'll tell you the exact opposite of what the truth is. And the truth is it's not to keep the Mexicans out, it's to keep us in. So when all this is going on, that we don't flood to Central America where food is abundant. You don't know this, but in Central America, especially when you get down to in the real Central America area, southern Mexico going into like Belize and Guatemala and all those areas, the food is hanging on the trees everywhere. There's more food than there are people times 100. I know this because I've been there. I've spent time in Central America, months. And you literally, it's impossible for a person to go hungry in Central America because there's just food hanging in the trees everywhere and growing out of the ground. Just banana plants everywhere, coconuts, and you name it. In the tropics, the food grows incredibly, amazingly fast and plentiful. Up here, some, but not so much. Not like down there. So they don't want us to head south. They know we're not going north much because it's too cold. But they wanted to block us off from getting into Mexico, Central America, where the food's abundant and it's warm. There you go, whether you like the truth or not. The other truth is, that's the sad truth is everybody's talked about, they're trying to take our weapons away in the United States. And they've been doing campaign after campaign after campaign to what? Take our weapons away? They're pulling off all these shooting events and all these different things to take our weapons away? No. It was to scare us into getting a lot of weapons. They could have easily just outlawed the manufacture of semi-automatics or anything like that. They could have easily did it. Did they do it? Nope. They didn't do it. They haven't done it, and they're not going to do it. Yes, in other countries, they took the they got the people to give their weapons away, to turn them in, like Australia and other places in the world. Each culture, depending on the way that culture was developed, like a culture in a lab, each culture, depending on how it was developed, have different beliefs. In the United States, we believe that we have the right to bear arms. It's been drilled into us since we were children. And so what do when they start acting like they're going to take them away? Well, we go buy more, right? Most all of us have done it. So here's the truth. They didn't do all this to take your weapons away. They wanted to arm us so that, just as the biblical prophecy of Revelations 6 says, the rider of the second horse had a great weapon, and he caused them to kill each other.
Finally tonight, a story about a nice place they're calling a boomtown, jokingly. The problem is it's not funny. The good people in one town in Wisconsin would right now give anything to find out what's making that noise. Their story tonight from NBC's Kevin Timmons.
In what used to be sleepy Clintonville, Wisconsin, something's going boom in the night.
It was almost like someone took a wrecking ball to the side of the house.
Problem is, no one in this town of 4,600 west of Green Bay seems to know what it is.
I thought a car was coming through my house. It was that loud.
For 3 nights running, residents have been shaken and awakened. All these dots represent 365 residents reporting booms.
There's some noises after. I don't know what the hell it is. That's some weird thing going on in our whole houses.
While it's a serious situation, I think that in fairness to our citizens, people are trying to have a little bit of fun with it.
And the Twitter sphere reverberated. What are the booms in Clintonville, Wisconsin? I had no idea they were filming the Tremors remake in Clintonville, Wisconsin. This may sound familiar. In the 1990 sci-fi spoof Tremors, underground aliens shake up a small town in Nevada, 2,000 miles from Clintonville, Wisconsin.
No Richter scale can measure it. No scientist can explain it.
Scientists do seem to know what it isn't. It's not an earthquake, or underground explosion, or exploding gas, or electrical problem, or even burping sewer system. And not a frostquake caused by unseasonably warm temperatures. So far, experts are stumped as to what it is.
Their whole lives are being disrupted by this. We don't have a good answer for them.
So tonight the mystery continues as to why Clintonville has become Boomtown, USA. Kevin.
The sound you're having issues with is the poor quality of the video that I'm playing. The video that I'm playing, I created about a decade ago, and it started recirculating somehow or another. You know, when someone like me creates something and throws it out there, sometimes it reflects back in years. In this case, it was a decade. I don't even have the copy of this video anymore, but yeah, it's the audio that you're hearing. There's some static and stuff in it, unfortunately, because back then I didn't have as good of equipment as I actually have now, and I didn't have the editing skill set that I have now. Now I can create, y'all guys have seen it, completely professionally edited. The audio is perfect, just like it is right now when I'm speaking. But so it is what it is. And that's also why it's not so clear, because I have no way to show you the original quality. This is at a low resolution. What you're seeing here is all these projects that they had. Like this one is $2.3 billion for this tunnel system. Okay. And I'm going through when I put this together, I went through and I'm showing you all these different locations that are admitted projects. Of course, they're not going to tell us some things. We have to figure it out for ourselves. And these last several ones, as you can see, like this is Toronto. Previous one for the billions of dollars was in Canada also. So Canada is not escaping this as well. Unfortunately, it's worldwide. This is going on worldwide. Probably the closest area that they wouldn't be able to do this very easily is probably Central America, due to the volcanism down there with so many volcanoes and the ancient dead trees of old doing their guts out every so often. But they might have had a problem down there to really do it extensively, although I'm sure there are tunnel systems going everywhere they possibly can, and only God knows how many men and women have died trying to create these tunnel systems. We'll never know. There's your Walmart locations and the boom map where all the booms are being heard and being recorded on a website by the average people reporting all these booms. So you're hearing all the drilling and the booms, and it matches up directly with Walmart. And the updated version, of course, would be the Amazon locations and things like that as well.
Hi, I'm Janet Napolitano, Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Homeland Security begins with hometown security. That's why I'm pleased that Walmart is helping to make our communities more safe and secure. If you see something suspicious in the parking lot or in the store, say something immediately. Report suspicious activity to your local police or sheriff. If you need help, ask a Walmart manager for assistance. Thank you for doing your part to help keep our hometowns.
Well, they don't use transportation like we do exactly. Correct, Robert, in the comments. But goods and services and masses of prisoners will have to be transported somehow. So that's what we're looking at, is the equipment and all of that. I mean, they'll probably have vehicles that are driving themselves. The trucks won't even have truck drivers. You know, can you imagine that if we had trucks that could drive themselves? Oh, wait, we do. Made by the same guy that owns a company called the Boring Company. Oh, but that's just a coincidence.
Safe.
As a shareholder,
This is why you shouldn't buy just one Mazzato knife. If you only buy one, you're just...
and director of our company, I'm always proud of Walmart and what we do and the way we...
See, here's Hillary showing you that she is on the board of directors for Walmart back in the day.
do it better than anybody.
Dr. William Mount.
1990.
19 April 2000
And let's get past this guy's little piece for my own personal reasons. See if I can find Pics back up at doing that. And I would imagine they have drills bigger than this now, and also ones that likely can go under the oceans, under the lakes, and under the sea. Here in just a minute, you're going to see me show you different Walmart locations and how they're connected with the Underground Railroad system and tunnels. See, this is photos from the 50s and 60s of these underground freeways. See, a person is tiny compared to these tunnels, and they've been drilling them all these years, yet they don't tell us about them. They don't allow us to drive in them. Why do you hide something? See the self-driving Walmart truck? I was just saying something about it. I forgot that I had found this even back then. Self-driving Walmart trucks. This one has a spot for a person to be in there, a driver. But now we know that they don't even need that.
Guys, what you're looking at here is 4110 Crenshaw Boulevard. It's a Walmart with a underground rail system that's being built under it, or beside it, or through it, or in it. Yeah, future side of Metro Rail Crenshaw, MLK, Martin Luther King Station. Now this is a store that they're building this at. You're looking at this on Google. Street View. So
this is at 4110 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. And of course, there's your Walmart right here. And here's your sign showing that they're building the underground station. I had to go out and use Google Street View when they first came out with it to locate, literally going around all these Walmarts, locating this kind of stuff. I remember just spending oh Lord, enormous amount of time digging into this stuff. And in case you're new to my work at all, I've been doing this for about 16 years, full time, meaning I haven't worked a job other than this for 16 years. There's been ups and there's been downs, but that's what I've done, and that's what I still do, and that's what I'll be doing tomorrow and every day as long as I still breathe.
These images are, months to as much as a year old. And they're, as you can see by looking over the fence here, it looks like some tents and some various things. It's because this site is under construction. They're finishing up this underground tunnel system at this Walmart. Strange thing is, this Walmart was just announced.
Here I see you, Lynn, talking about the loud booms, and you're thinking they're coming from the sky. What you're hearing is the echo off of the firmament. When the boom goes off, it goes up, hits the firmament, and comes back down, and then that's when we hear it, is the echo. Lightning works exactly the same way. I've proved it in previous videos.
That it was going to be closed. Okay. Take a look here at this article. You'll notice that this is one of the ones just announced. It's closing. This is a news report. January 15, 2016. California Walmart closures announced. And here's your Crenshaw Boulevard address. Okay. So here's your underground tunnel system. Here's your Walmart that's closing. And I highly suspect that here is your new prison.
How much like a prison does it look? I mean,
Walmart, another one of the Walmarts that are closing locations, 8400 Edgewater Drive, Oakland, California. 8400 Edgewater. I'm going to take you in here and show you a few things quite interesting. One is you can see that this Walmart that's closing is right next to the airport. The second thing you'll notice about this location, zoom in here, is that between the airport over here to the left and coming down to the Walmart is a rail system. A rail system running in between Walmart. Let's see. Walmart and the airports, and you got a rail system. What a trip. We'll drop off over here and take a look at this rail system. There's your rail system. So you can see that I'm not just messing with you. Walmart back over there in the distance. Jump over here. See it. It's right there. It's the Walmart. So you got your rail system, you got your airport. I did do some more looking around the entire area, trying to see if I could see anything else. And other than the fact that that it's located by rail and it's right by the airports. It's anytime back when Hitler was had all of his camps and things like this, they had railroads, okay, and they had airports. Count on it having an airport and a railroad nearby. Guys, this is going to be another FEMA camp. You may think I'm crazy, and you got the right to say that. You know, understand it, especially if you're new to this kind of information. I definitely understand it. Here is 151 East 5th Street, Long Beach. The Walmart is being closed right in the middle of a small metropolitan area. No, not because they're losing money. Let's take a look around. As you immediately notice over here to your left, you have an industrial area and you have railroad tracks. The railroad tracks even lead out to a marina, more than a marina, fleet shipping area, as you can see there at the bottom of the screen. It's for anything and everything. Let's zoom back in here. Actually, let's zoom back out for a second. Right here to the right, you see Long Beach Airport. Up and to the right just a little bit. It's a little further away than I would have suspected it to be. But this is also said right near a marina, as well as tracks, and then the airport there. So let's zoom in closer in on this particular Walmart. See if we see anything else that particularly is unusual. I'm going to go ahead and drop us down into Street View. And go. See, Walmart's supposed to be back in there. Behind this wall. See, it says Walmart right there. Walmart. Cut corner here. Look back. Walmart. And you can tell that this is an old Walmart facility. It already basically looks like a prison camp. What else would you expect that a prison camp would look like? Just taking a little pass around the perimeter. It's closing announced. As of let's see, this was again on January 15th, 2016.
Just skipping us forward a little bit because most of this is known about this, but I'm going to skip us forward to where I actually show a little bit as to, well, what we're looking at, the tunnels and the trains and things like that.
Stating that these California locations were closing. It's about other Walmarts as well. Is that if you zoom in here, you notice right off.
You can see the turrets. These spots right here, here, basically around the building for the most part. They have big squares that look like little roofs on top. But what they could be easily turned into is turret locations. Now, am I positive about that? No, but it seems a little obvious to me. Anyways.
A couple of things about the roof of this building. Yeah. You'll notice that there are these high-rise areas that are around the building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. How appropriate.
1 spoonful of honey with cinnamon before bed equals 0 memory collapse. The secret, the billion.
7 of them. And If you a quick clue as to what these likely are, or what they could be easily converted to, let me show you. Let's see if I can drop off right here. And spin around here and take a look at the Walmart. Should be behind me, I think. Yeah. Those areas, as you notice from looking at them from above, they are not just a facade. It's not just the front of it that you're seeing, and there's nothing backing behind it. They're fully sized retrofit guard towers. They can install a guard tower right on top of here, no problem. Okay, let me show you what I mean. Okay, I'm down on top of here. See, why have that whole area built? Why not just have it a facade if it's not to be used for something?
See what I'm saying? If you just want it to look like it's a raised area, all you would have to do is build this facade in the front. Why would you build out this whole back here if you just wanted it to look like there was a roof there? It's because there's a room here, room that you cannot access from the inside of the Walmart. I've actually went and looked for the areas that have these things on it, and you cannot get to it, and it's not an area where employees have access to it. It's like just a walled off area inside of each Walmart is what it is.
You understand? You would only show the facade of the front of this. If you didn't need all of this area built, you would not do it. There's nobody.
All right, so I think y'all guys get it, what I'm showing you there, okay? And I hope that y'all guys will share this out. And I hope that some of you also will see the level of my dedication that's been going on for 16 years, because this is a decade old, but I've been at it for 16. Matter of fact, I just texted with a guy I haven't spoken to in probably about 13 to 13 years, somewhere around in there. The guy's name's Randy. He was with me on the mountaintop in New Mexico the first night that the angels came. He was there and witnessed it. I just started talking to him this morning, managed to get a hold of him, and I'm going to see if he won't come on the Supernatural show as a guest and tell me what he remembers. I'm not going to preface him and tell him what I remember at all. I'm going to leave that out in my conversation with him. I've just asked him, do you remember the first night we were there when we seen the lights in the sky? He said, yes, he does. And he's talked about it many times with people. That's all he said. So my next question is going to be to him, or one of the next questions is, would you be willing, Randy, to come on the Supernatural show and tell what you remember without me saying a word, and see how close it is to what I've told y'all guys in the past? So anyways, with that being said, long time dedication. I hope especially some of you new guys understand the level of dedication that I've put forth here. And currently this month, speaking of dedication, this is day 26 of what I called the October Superthon, which is going live every day of the month for like 1 to 2 hours. I don't know how long we've been live right now, but it's close to 2 hours. And speaking truth, okay, in various different ways. And as a way to show you once again my level of dedication to delivering truth to y'all guys. So if you would, please consider this. I want to step this thing up to the next level because there are additional levels we can go to. But in order to do that, I've got to have a brand new PC that's going to cost somewhere between $2,000 to $3,000 to upgrade my abilities. Okay, everything you add and do sucks up CPU power, and to do the Supernatural show where I have my co-hosts and guests and things like that, I can't even show our videos right now because I'm just so maxed out by CPU. I'm literally running a full-on show on 10 platforms live right now. And the way you can help is by going to the website, TheSupernatural.Show, and go down here and you'll see the October Superthon. You click on that, and that'll give you all the different ways that you can contribute. One of the ways that I'm really wanting people to contribute is by becoming a member of the website. Come here and click on Supernatural membership. And it's as simple as joining any website out there. You fill out the form to become a member, simple form, and then you verify your email, and then you come back to the website and you choose which type of membership you want. Okay. And I will show this one more time. And that is a coupon code, Superthon Coupon 25, and it will allow you to get the entire access to everything on the website, the Beyond the Veil area, all of it. And it reduces the price from $35 a month to $20 a month. But you need to use this coupon code when you check out. So you need to pick the Level 3 TSS and Beyond the Veil that's listed at $35 a month. This coupon, if you need it, if you can easily afford $35, then pay $35. But if you really need some help, this is why I'm doing it. Allow anybody to get in that wants to, and that's willing, and that wants to be on the team, okay? And you'll understand in the near future why I say the team. I'll be explaining. But this will reduce the $35 down to $20, and it lasts for an entire year, that discount, okay? So, help out the truth. Help out and show appreciation for my dedication over the last 16 years. Literally, I've done nothing but work for the truth and try to get it out to y'all guys to the best of my ability. Have I made mistakes? Probably. But my intention is absolutely righteous. Thank you, Super Mike. Thank you, Super Dave. Thank you to everybody that's been here and everybody that's commented. I love you all. And I will see you again, well, tomorrow. And tomorrow is the Supernatural show, so we have the whole gang back together again. We'll see you tomorrow. Somewhere between 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, right in there. Bye-bye for now.
I've got one that can see.
Logic before authority.